pen lovers and stationery enthusiasts. It's Christy here, Snarky Wordsworth over on Instagram and Reddit. Today I have a quick review of ChilyLeather on Etsy's Hobonichi Weeks cover. I've had it for a few months now and I'm really enjoying it. When I first picked it up, I kind of went in blind. There were next to no reviews for it, so hopefully this will help give you an idea of how it's made and, you know, the pros and cons of it. And if you have any questions at all, please feel free to comment with those below and I'll try and get back to you as quickly as I can. So first of all, ChilyLeather, great company. Again, on Etsy, they are out of Ukraine. The maker is really, really nice and very responsive to questions you might have. This, as I mentioned, is the leather cover that she does for the Hobonichi Weeks. She also does it in multiple other sizes. So if you're not a Weeks fan, if you're using the Techo or the Cousin, there's definitely going to be a size for you as well. So I got this in the light gray shade, and I got it, of course, with the 2-loop pen closure on the outside. There's nothing, it's just your basic cover outside. There are no like extra pockets or anything. The stitching is really pretty solid, quite even, and you can see it's made from a very nice thick leather. I don't know if this is going to be visible on here or not, but it is like a nice thick leather that she uses. It's not lined or anything, so you do have like the naked leather underneath. So you can see I have 2023's Aristocats cover on the left-hand side. I just leave it loose on one bit. Let me take that out. And then I have an extra week-sized notebook on the right. But you can see I've already got quite a bit of stuff that's in here. I just swapped some things out for the new year. There's a secretarial pocket on this side. Did not have to pay extra for it. It just comes with it in this orientation. I have a 6-inch ruler in there and a bunch of cat stickers because I am absolutely a librarian cliche. So cats. I just have a random, it's a library card. Again, cliche, but when I want to rip anything, whether it be washi tape or whatever, it's nice to have an extra straight edge. On the side, you have 3 card pockets. The pocket in the center is the widest, and it does fit the stencil if you want to put one in there. I don't, just because I like to be able to open my notebook. I use this as a food tracker because I have a ton of food sensitivities. So when I want to be able to hold it, I just have it folded like this, and it still opens and closes just fine. I just like easy access to this, so I keep it on the inside of my actual Hobonichi Weeks. Yeah, so you've got these 3 pockets. You've got another pocket if you don't choose to put both sides of your Hobonichi Weeks under the folio sides, then you have a whole other extra pocket. I keep like extra post-it notes. This is just the plastic sheet that comes with the packaging, but I like to use it. I just put random post-it notes. This is like notes for trivia that I do every week on there. But yeah, so this is, let me take that paperclip out. So this is your basic cover from ChilyLeather. It's quite light, but it doesn't feel flimsy at all. Again, I've been using this thing for months and I don't baby it at all. I just chuck it into my everyday carry and it just goes in. You can see there aren't any, it doesn't really show scratches, which I'm a little bit surprised about. I kind of thought it would be massively dinged up by now, but it's not. It's stayed like quite clean. I haven't really had to spot clean it at all or anything. The stitching has totally held up. I don't see any loose stitches anywhere on this thing. You can, oh, I should have mentioned this already. You can fit in the Hobonichi Weeks with the plastic cover on it, which was a big thing for me. I saw a couple of cases that I really fell in love with, but you 100% could not keep the plastic case on there. And I don't know. I'm one of those people who always wants that. I've been using Hobonichi Weeks as my everyday planner for several years now. And the one year that I didn't have the plastic cover, it just looked like an unholy mess by the end of that year. And so I need it, and I need to be able to have a case that uses it. So yeah, I've really enjoyed using it a lot, and it's done everything that I've wanted it to do. It doesn't add a huge amount of weight. As I mentioned, it is pretty light. So it's not like you're adding an extra like 2 or 3 pounds to your bag, which, if you've picked up some of the other heavy duty leather cases, they get pretty heavy. And so I really liked that about this one, and how it's not going to do that. So one second while I finish putting these guys back in. And you can see it's pretty quick to set up and take apart, and it doesn't cause any problems whatsoever. The one thing I will say is about the pen loops. So the pen loop closure, should you decide to go that route, because you don't have to, you 100% can get the cases without the pen loop closures. It will not hold a very large pen. I don't know if it'll pick up, but this small pocket pen is really pushing the loops to the limit as it is. This is a Pilot Elite 95S. It's a small, very thin pen, and it barely fits. To be fair, I did not ask the owner if she could make the loops larger, because it wasn't even a concern to me, because they look in the photographs like they would fit most any pen, but that's just simply not the case. I can't fit anything larger than this, so my Sailor 1911S will not fit in this. My Kaweco Sports will, as long as I don't have the clip on them, but really the only other pens like vintage Parkers will fit. Anything that doesn't have like the larger, thicker cigar body will probably work. But like I said, anything larger than that Sailor 1911S is a no-go. So just definitely keep that in mind if you must have a pen closure loop. Give her a message on Etsy and see if she can make them larger. You know, a lot of the sellers will do those custom jobs for you. So just keep in mind how much of a diameter you want the loops to have. Like a Banu is almost 15 millimeters in diameter, I want to say. So if you have a Banu that you want to use, you definitely need the loops to be, you know, say probably 16 or 17 millimeter diameter. But yeah, so that's the only thing to really, I would say, think about before you pick it up. Otherwise, I'm really, really happy with it. It comes in tons of different colors. This is the light gray, but she has like, I think 16 or 17 different options, and she does post them, and they are pretty close to what you see on screen. Obviously, there's always going to be a little bit of variation, but they are pretty close. So if you like reds or greens, I will say she doesn't have any undyed leather. I 100% would have picked it up if she had, but she does have some really lovely browns, like some tans and saddles and things like that. So I do think that there's a colorway for most any fan of leather goods. So again, ChilyLeather over on Etsy. Excellent buy. Just watch about the loops, but other than that, it's a really nice option and one from a small seller, and I'm always in favor of that. So hopefully this review was helpful. If it was at all of any use to you, please consider liking and subscribing to my channel. And with that, I'm going to close this out, and hopefully I will see you next time. Bye-bye.